Crazy Town. Jill Biden's husband says, "Excuse my back and my boring speech." Roll it.
You heard Biden's coming from, oh my God, when's he coming?
Oh boy.
Her mom and dad are mildly proud with good reason. With good reason. Actually, mom looks like her sister.
Speak up.
So you got 2,374 bridges. We're not going to have 40 weeks of this is infrastructure week. Remember those? In Washington, they call it a reconciliation bill. That's a fancy way of saying with a filibuster that our friends on the other side use constantly, more than ever been used in history. It means you got to get 60 votes to get anything done. We're a 50-50 Senate with a vice president who happens to be a Democrat. You know, as the First Lady, I'm Joe Biden's husband, but the students from places like somebody came along and made us believe in ourselves. That's the really secret of teachers. You're in a situation where if you have a child under the age of 7, you get back $3,600 in cash. You'll get cash. Cash. Every study shows that child care is cutting poverty in half by 40% for millions more children.
Yeah, for 40%.
Oh, hold on.
$3,000 spent helping a senior stay in their home by providing, it saves the country. China was I want to provide tax cuts for businesses and consumers who invest in clean energy technologies. And I also want to enlist a new generation of climate conservation and resilience workers. Innovative policies and land projects.
Resilience. Starts with an R.
Local projects. Ronald Reagan was telling us it was an American morning. This is going to be an American century. Let me give you a rough example. This isn't, by the way, the plan for infrastructure is paid for. Well, I don't want to punish anybody, but everybody, and I hope someday my grandchildren grow up to be billionaires. That'd be wonderful. Especially for a guy who for 36 years was listed as the poorest man in the United States Congress.
Yeah, sure.
1%, if we just, 1%, the folks in the top 1%, it's what, it's not like there's this idea, we should listen to the guy who used to have this job, and somehow we're gouging people. If I made a capital gains and I was a wealthy person and I was going to cash in my stock and I was going to have to pay a tax, I was going to make, $400,000 and I was going to pay X amount in taxes. If on the way to cash it in, I get hit by a truck, God forbid, and died, and I was left to my daughter, there'd be no tax paid. It's not inheritance tax, it was a tax due 10 seconds earlier. We close that loophole, that saves us $400 billion a year. Not a year, $400 billion over this period. When I was with Barack as vice president, he asked me to do a study. And I spent, your sister, Penny Pritzker, was part of my effort to taking care of it. And the effort was simple. We came along and we said, okay, what do we interviewed 347, don't hold me the exact number. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know that's a boring speech. Excuse my back. I apologize.
Did he just say, I know that was a boring speech? I don't think I've ever heard a president say that.
No.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I know that was a boring speech. Wow. Okay.